What else can we do here? I think we've already talked about the people from Daca, or yeah, don't really know how to pronounce these names, but anyhow, yeah, the Romans did fight these guys quite a few times. They lost the first war, and then they won the second, and yeah, the second one really. Where are our armies now? Should probably get our guys to assemble down there, and then we should press forth. So we get one troop from there to move. I'm really suspicious of these Bithynians coming back on land, simply because it really looks like they're about to attack us. So with that said, I'll keep one army in Antioch, because like I remember having like a lot of performance issues pressing into there, so I think that'll be optimal, and I can get these veterans and delegates and whatever people to go into this province to do their thing. So yeah, we'll settle them there, and we can begin a new turn. So, apparently they're making like a nomadic, like DLC for this game, which is kind of cool. I think it's actually free for people who already own it. And it's just 3 new factions, and I think they're actually going to be it's actually going to be a campaign. So I presume those are like steppe, like nomads. They're not the Mongolians, but they are like people coming from the east. Yeah, the AI still wants absurd amounts of money from them. And, well, with that kind of said, we might actually do well, we could do a game of another campaign using one of the nomadic factions, which would be kind of cool. I would imagine that their armies are more or less composed of, like, cavalry, and, like, missile cavalry in particular, which would be kind of neat to see. Yeah, there's that black horse with wings faction that you saw there on top of the little ledger. That's the faction that I was talking about. Not really sure if that's the Parthian Civil War, another triumph. Not really sure what those do, actually. And a lot of sabotage, because the AI... Yeah, wow. That is oddly suspicious. Oddly suspicious. Really looks like the Parthian and the Parthians over here really want war. So I think we'll get our troops back on land here, and I'll get the second legion, which we've kept around forever, seeing as how like the vast majority of their troops are gold legionary experienced troops, and I'll get them to threaten the Bithynians as last place, I suppose. Let's just investigate back here. What is there, and what is going on here? So Persia is around. That's rather neat. Parthia is apparently fighting them, and I wish I had a spy down here. That would have been really rather helpful, but we only have that one veteran guy. So you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll rebuild these places so they have farms and temples. Farms and temples. That's it. Do a little bit of restructuring, and I'll get one more of these guys to go in there. Get this guy to manage the province. Like, people keep on saying that, you know, I finally had time to read the comments, and people kept on saying that these diplomats were delegates, patricians, whatever you call them. Anyhow, like, yeah, they keep on saying that they have to be in administrative mode to convert the provinces, but no, I think it's, you just have to move them into the province. I mean, I know that one cool thing is that when you have these champions inside the provinces, it automatically generates you revenue off of them, sort of like a mini trade income, which, I mean, is kind of neat, but really meh. So we'll get the incredibly long train of legionnaires, and I think I'll get one army up here. And yeah, I think the rest of this is actually just all Parthian territory, yeah. So I mean, that definitely looks like the Civil War faction. These the black background versus the purple blue versus the black and white. So we'll get our spies over there. We're still researching into siege defense, so a lot of, like, you know, siege towers and stuff like that. And we'll just move forward like that. Still, wow, it's still 57 BC, so that's rather interesting. Was it last time? It might have been 59 BC. Yeah, just to kind of put it into perspective, I mean, like the conquest of Germany was like 6 to 16 AD is when a lot of like notable things happened in Germany, and that was like Teutoburg Forest, long bridges, and places like that. And yeah, for us, I mean, we
We
did
can
that
agree
super
here,
fast.
if the spirits wish it.
Sure, we'll do a defensive alliance with these guys, and yeah, that's that. I think Great Britain was like 100 AD or something like that. Nope, 43 AD according to this little set of notes that I have here. So that's that. And so yeah, we're like on the whole time schedule thing. We are ahead of time for by about like 100 years, which is quite impressive. Although I think the Romans did do Asia and other areas first before they went into the north and to the west. So maybe that's that. Let's press forward here. All right, so we can begin the conquest of Bithynia this turn, I hope. Oh, looks like they've decided to respond by surrounding our fleet. Oh, no, you don't have our guys surrounded. There we go. Our guys slipped right past those Bithynians. They knew we were going to keep them in check, so there's that. And anyhow, moving further. We're going to try to get our veterans here to move forward here. I really want to check out this province here and whether or not these guys are fighting a civil war. Simply because if they are, it would be really rather useful to actually check out the Parthian civil war dudes who are standing around over there. Yeah, because I remember like in like part 50 or something like that in our civil war, like those huge like just out of nowhere, like 5 or so legions just sort of popped up on the map, and they were just like like they were pretty much death stacks. They weren't full 20-man stacks, but I mean they were pretty damn big. And yeah. Whew. Or sorry, no, Julius Caesar apparently died in 44 BC, not 57. Okay. Oh, what's this? A town appeared out of nowhere. Very interesting. Alright, anyhow. You know, I really want to know what that is over there. That looks like a cool geographical thing on the map. So hopefully this army, or this veteran, will be able to make his way to this area. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see what's there. So are these guys the Civil War people? They might be, actually. You know, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to check. If we click on Parthia here, we'll be able to figure out who they're fighting with. And, well, no, they're apparently not at war with them. So that's that. Get our other veteran here to press forward through this desert road, see what we can find here. Oh, some agents over here. We might be able to actually convert one of these, what I presume to be... Oh, these are actually veterans, not spies. This is actually not... This isn't even Parthians. This is someone else's. Alright, well anyhow, let's begin the invasion of Parthia. How should we do this? Well, no, we have armies over here, so I guess I know how we are going to do this. So yeah, we'll declare war on them, and we will press forward. This will be a quick blitz. And let's see how fast we can just kind of like blitzkrieg these guys. So I'll get one army to go there, and I'll get 2 armies to sort of stack up down here. And from there, we'll just really move forward like that. Trespassing, apparently. Ah, that's right, there's a neutral city there. So that will be that. These guys, these gladiators, are gonna move forward here, and we can sort of blitz that way. You know, I recall these people over here, the Parthians, having more troops than this, because it seems like we're fighting the hollow shell of an empire rather than the full thing. Seeing as how I would imagine that they had pretty big armies. Anyhow, I think we've already seen how fast these turns go now, so I can begin to skip them. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, hello and welcome back. So I did a little bit of reading on the invasion of Parthia over here, and I found out that it started out with, well actually we should probably figure out what this provincial improvement is, the great city of Babylon apparently. So anyhow, I read up upon it, and I found out that there are quite a few things about the invasion of Parthia that we didn't really cover just yet. So what actually happened was that first Julius Caesar had the ambition to conquer Parthia, and well, he died, so he never got to actually fulfill his little grand plan of doing so. Jesus, these provincial defenses are so weak now. And so yeah, like I was saying, he didn't really have the chance to fill out his ambition of the conquest that we are doing right now. So his plan died with him, and then later on Nero also took up, well, Nero then kind of took up the ambition, and like Julius Caesar, he also died. Oh, hey, finally some non-dead garrisons. And well, Nero's plan died with him too. And then up until yeah, we are really like 100 years ahead. In the year, oh, army can't move anymore. Okay, that's fine. In the year 113 AD, so 113th AD, the person, Trajan, or Trajan, actually took up the kind of the goal of conquering Parthia, and he essentially embarked upon a campaign to do so. So there were a few things notable about his campaign, namely in that one of the things about the Roman Empire was that at its time, during that time, it was obviously quite a big contender on the world stage, but one of the things that's really rather interesting about it was that in a region called Armenia, which I would imagine encloses about this area, and I honestly don't know where that is, although I would imagine it's in this Middle Eastern area. So what would happen was that the emperors of Rome were effectively given the right to choose the king of Armenia, seeing as that was more or less of a political move to just sort of keep Rome out of the affairs of this region. And well, while that tradition was sort of kept, I mean, one king died or something like that, and then Trajan was Jesus Christ, we have a lot of these messages. Trajan was allowed to choose the new king of the region, although he didn't. Instead, he essentially brought over the army and went to effectively take all of this land and actually put it under Roman occupation. So he started out with, I believe, 2 legions. The first, one of the first legions, the first Adriax legion, and the 15th Southern legion, and they went all the way around to a city that we sort of know from quite a long time ago called Antioch, to start a new campaign. And as his army was sort of getting transported along here, what's happening over here? Apparently Bithynia is fighting Nesimosus, apparently. But anyhow, as he made his army across, he actually made a stop in Antioch, and this was actually his military base of sorts. So, ships and men were pouring into this area, and they started to gather their logistics and all their good stuff here to continue the fight and move forwards. And as troops were piling in here and getting ready for a new military campaign, the Parthians sent over waves and waves and waves of ambassadors and envoys and people like that to try to convince the Romans that everything's fine and that they shouldn't declare war on them. But all of that, of course, was sort of just kind of brushed to the side, and the end result was a fight. But what happened was that, should have auto-resolved that battle. But anyhow, what had happened was that as Trajan was getting his army to move forward into Armenia, so, advancing east, what happened was that there was actually an earthquake in the winter time period of the later half of the year, really, which actually killed quite a lot of people and destroyed some of the vital port infrastructure inside the region. And the result of that was that he couldn't continue his military campaign simply because, if you took a look at the terrain that we've been trying to go through, it's mostly desert, right? So without a solid logistics background, we couldn't really move forward. Now, alright, so what do we have here? We have here just Celtic warriors, we have a lot of legionary cohorts and a lot of elites, so we'll just press forward, I suppose. I think I've talked about this already, but you know what, I'm honestly not too sure anymore.
Even if every foe had the strength of 1,000 men.
Yeah, one of the things that they've done nowadays is that they actually made it so that these velites with fire javelins, they're not as overpowered as they used to be now. So that's one new thing. And the other thing is that if you actually move your units, you'll see here that they got rid of the half transparent dudes like I was talking about, and they replaced them with the standard little yellow markers, which is a lot better. Because I recall going over how I absolutely hated the transparent ones simply because they were such a resource hog. What do they have here? So their armies are armies that we haven't seen before, though I do believe that they're based upon the Eastern spearmen, the Eastern troops, right? As it would make sense logically. So these guys, while they're not Parthians, they should have a similar cast of troops, and I see some horse skirmishers. We see some more of those low-quality Eastern spearmen back there. A lot of these horse skirmishers, apparently. A lot of spears and a lot of stuff like that. And what are these guys? Pikemen. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of those guys, which aren't necessarily the best units, but they can definitely hold their own in a defensive battle. And some more Eastern slingers. Everybody has slingers apparently. It's like a universal thing. Though we do get to see some new buildings though. So that's kind of cool. Oh, this building's half collapsed already. A little ghetto over here, a little destroyed ghetto. Don't really know what destroyed it, seeing as how we didn't do it. But yeah, this place. Some really nice picture art, though. But anyhow, let's begin, or let's get our troops to move faster. I recall, yeah, I recall the troops inside this game running faster than this, but you know what, they may have changed it. So let's see, how are we gonna win this battle? Oh yes, you can go in here. I didn't think this little courtyard was accessible, but that's nice to know. So what I think I'll do is that I'll get the Celtic guys to do a shield wall, and we'll form up here. And I'll try to do the skirmish tactic once again, mostly for the purpose of showing how it's changed. So we'll try to do this. And coming from here, I think I'll just send in the heavy infantry, and then we can muck them up like that. Yeah, I don't think we've also seen this shield wall before, but anyhow, it makes these Celtic warriors actually pretty strong, seeing as how it really increases their defense. I'll pull up the little stats panel. Yeah, they're decent on the they're really good on the defense, but really bad on the attack. I would have imagined that the Gallic were the barbarians of Europe to be a little bit on the attack than on the defense, but you know what, that's fine. These guys should be able to move forward and really cover these guys. Are we in skirmish range yet? No. Oh yeah, so we also have dogs too, so I think we'll get those dudes to come up there. And these guys, they're just waiting here inside this huge blob. Yeah, we can get our guys to move up slightly further, just inch them across the battlefield.
Oh, there's